This is a Nightshark dynamic scalper and it uses only 9 parameters. In this video, I'll be showing you step-by-step guide on how you can create it for yourself. I'll be showing you through some of the results and also visualize on how it actually works. So this is what the code for the Nightshark looks like. And one of the things is these are the 9 parameters that we talked about. And for this part, we really don't have to worry about this, but these are the numbers that we need to configure so that you can customize to yourself the dynamic scalper. All right, so we're going to look at different scenarios on and how all these parameters plays out. So right now I have this start price chart. So along this time axis, so this would be a point where we want to start using the algo or start running the Nightshark. So we are assuming there could be 2 scenarios. So either the price gonna go up or the price gonna go down. So one of the important things here is the risk management for the trade. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna place a buy order here, and then the first thing the Nightshark's gonna do is it's gonna set the stop loss at 115. So this negative 115, if you set it to let's say 80, it's gonna be here at 80. And so L1 is the level 1 for the profit. So that means there's going to be another level 1 set here. And then the PL1 is the 60. So this is set up so that just in case, like if we get a significant amount of profit, let's say for this case $80, our new stop loss going to move into this. So our new stop loss going to move here at 60. So that means if the profit reach 80, the stop loss going to move. And if it dips below, let's say 58, then it's going to capture that amount of profit. So in a similar way, but let's say what if we see a strong uptrend? So in that case, now we're gonna have like a dynamic scalper, which would be on the percentage basis. So instead of the dollar amount 60 for the for the level 2, the PL2, the profit for the level 2 would be based on the percentage wise. Right now I set it at 70. So that means, so level 2 at 100. So let's say if it cross past 80 and then let's say it reached 100, our new stop loss going to be set at 70. And then let's say if it goes above like 200, that's going to be at 140, which is just the 70% of that. So that means even for the 150, there's going to be a new stop loss for the $70, or even for 110, there's going to be new stop loss a little bit. So it's going to continuously, the stop loss going to continuously move up as we reach a new profit. So let's look at the short case. Let's say we entered the short case with the dynamic scalper. So again, we assume to ways the price could go. So in terms of short, everything is kind of same. It's just that we are flipping the subject. So whenever the stock price goes up, we are shorting. We're gonna lose money, right? So the stop loss is gonna set here, and if it goes up beyond this, let's say 60, our level 1 going to be at 80, and then the level 2 PL1 going to be at 60. So that means if it goes up here, and then if we see a pullback, let's say we reach a profit of let's say $58, then it's going to stop out the position and move on to the next part. So we talked about max loss per trade, L1, PL1, L2, and percentage wise. Let's look at this loss streak. So loss streak is something where we want to reverse the position. That means, let's say if we are continuously buying with the Nightshark, so loss streak would be the condition that will enable Nightshark to reverse the position. That means we're going to start shorting it. And the number 3 that you see here, so I'm going to explain this with the table. So this is what the table is going to look like. Let's say when we set the stock loss streak at 1. So one of the important things that we need to understand is our trade 1, the first trade is always going to be about the analysis of the trend. So that means, let's say if we went and buy, and then let's say if we see loss on it, what the Nightshark going to do is it's going to reverse the next trade going to be about like shorting the instrument or the stock futures or something, forex, whatever. So that means the loss streak that we set here, the loss streak only kicks in after the from the trade 2. So that means, so whenever we set a loss streak at 1, let's say we went buy and then the stop stock closed out at a profit, which in this case would be, let's say, if it reaches like, let's say 80 and then like went back 60 and we still capture like, let's say $58 of profit. So that means it's going to stop out. So that's a stop out at the profit. What it's going to do is it's going to go ahead and then give it like a buy one more time, again. And then if this position is loses out, that means 115 that we set before. What's going to do is the next position going to be our short. And then if it stays in profit, it's going to continuously short it, but until we see this 1, so then the amount of loss that we see is going to stick to it. So you're going to understand this much better when we move on to this part. So let's say we start off going buy and then we ended up losing it, right? So again, first trade is always going to be about the analysis of trends, regardless if we start losing on it, it's going to move on to the short. But let's say after shorting it, the trade ended up in a loss. What it's going to do is, so 2 meaning it's going to give another chance. So that is the assumption that if you're shorting it, let's say here shorting it, it's just assuming it's going to be like some sort of like small pullback, and it's going to start continuing like declining. So this is all about like giving it another chance. So here short, loss, it gave another chance, it ended up loss. Now we see these 2 consecutive losses, which is the loss streak. What it's going to do is it's going to start buying it. And then if we see a profit, as long as it's going to continue seeing profit, it's going to keep buying it until we see another 2 consecutive losses. And same goes for the level 3. So trade 1 is just the analysis of trend. If it ends up in a loss, it's going to quickly switch flip the switch. And then if it's like on the short, if we start losing it, it's going to give another chance. If it's this loss, it's going to give another chance. And then if it's another loss, now we see 3 consecutive losses. Now it's going to flip the switch and then turn into buy, which hopefully might turn into some sort of profit. So we reviewed max loss for trade, level 1, PL1, level 2, percentage for the level 2, and loss streak. So for these 3 parts, we're gonna look into some visualization to explain it in a much better way, and at the same time we will also be reviewing the overall 9 parameters. So stay tuned for it. This graph shows the profit and loss for the dynamic scalper. Green bar indicates the long position, while red bar shows the short position. The loss streak was set at 3, thus the algorithm switches colors after 3 consecutive losses. In this case, the maximum daily loss was set at negative $600. The largest loss reached was only $288, so the algorithm continued running. The daily profit was at $300, aiming for 70% of that profit, which, when the daily P&L dipped from the high of $696, the algorithm secured a profit of $456 and stopped running. Out of 37 trades, 51% were successful. Given the buying power was around $11,000, the 456 profit represents the 3.5% return. Remember, these results are not typical and vary based on how you set up the dynamic scalper. So in terms of setup, what we can do is once you download the file and then extract the GIF file, you can see this is what the Nightshark directory looks like. So Nightshark would be the main app, and then Reaction Code Writer is where you will be writing the codes. And first thing what we can do is you can open the Nightshark and log in with your information. And after logging in, you can find the main UI, and this is what it's going to look like. And this is another app called Reaction Code Writer. And to get the Nightshark's dynamic scalper code, this is what the scalper code looks like, and then you can tweak these numbers as you like. So in terms of setting up the Thinkorswim, this is what's actually going to look like. When you start it from the beginning, what I want you to do is navigate to the Trade tab. And then we can just minimize this tab pressing on this button. And after going to the Trade tab, we can go to the Active Trader tab and just set it to 1. And then after that, what we're going to do is, let's just place it. Right now we're on the on-demand, so this is just the paper money. Let's just click buy one of the item. And then sell it. So I think the first thing we need to clear up this space. What we have to do is we have to go to this setting here, and then we're going to remove all of these items. I think it still wants one. Okay. And then this might gonna look like something to this, but you can just clear up this because the P&L open is the current P&L of the opening trade, and the P&L day is the total cumulative amount that you did. So right after this, I think the next part, what we're gonna do is we also gonna clear up this space. So for this, we're gonna keep the buy market, sell market. We can remove these buttons. And then this part, what we also can do is, you can keep it as it want. It's just my preference, but for this part, but this one is really important. And I usually like daily buy and sells on the bottom. P&L day to be P&L day to be on top, and positions here. So in terms of the setting of the Nightshark, one thing what we can do is let's just load in our dynamic scalper v2, and for this purpose, since we're gonna need, and for this purpose, we will be trading the Euro USD pair. You can choose like, let's say any of the, like, you can trade Apple from here, or you can, if you are someone into like futures, you can also trade futures with this. But for this example, I wanted to show you the forex market, Euro USD. This is primarily because like the shorting availability is really defined on the Euro USD, because dynamic scalper also involves a lot into like shorting aspect of the trade. So, but anyway, you can definitely trade it whatever you like. So what I'm gonna do is, so there's gonna be one important area here. So this part. So this is the position details that actually pops up right after you after you place the signals. So I'm just gonna use this just for now to draw the areas. So this is really gonna be really important to set it up. Our first area, which is the area 1, that is going to be for the P&L open. So you're gonna set it up here, and then we're gonna set up another area 2, which is gonna be our P&L for the day. And the 4 points, our point.A will be on a buy. And we're gonna add another point, which is gonna be for the point.B, which is gonna be for the sell. And we're gonna add one more point, just the arbitrary, something that is away from the buy and sell, like something is from around here. So that's it. So area 1 always is really important, because area 1 we always need to set it on the P&L open. Area 2 we need to set it up on the P&L for the day, and P&L point.A would be buy, point.B would be sell, and then point.PC would be just some other arbitrary location. So I think one more thing that we need to do is, now we need to configure our Nightshark. I'm going to minimize this part. So the script that we loaded on was the dynamic scalper v2, right? So so here you can change any numbers. So our L1, let's say we want to set it up at, let's say 60. Right after it reaches the 60, we want to capture at least, let's say $45. And our level 2 would be, let's say we want to set it up to probably 80. And after moving forward, it's gonna capture 70% if it dips below that. Our max loss for trade, let's set it to 100. our daily max loss would be 6, or maybe we can make it to like, let's say 400. Our profit level, the point where we don't want to miss out moving forward, would be, let's say, $200. And after that, if let's say we want to change this to, let's say 50. So 50 meaning once it reaches, our daily profit reaches to 200. If it dips below, like if it start going down to the going down towards the like say below 100, then the Nightshark actually going to stop. And last streak, let's say we want to give it a chance for, let's say, for 2 consecutive losses for each side of trade. And I think one of the important things that we need to mention was this point. So sometimes you might not notice, like it's immediately not going to stop, let's say 95. It's because the dynamic scalper only checks for the P&L when the current trade is closed. So that means whenever we don't have anything, that would be the perfect time to check on the daily P&L and stop trade. So it might not always going to be, let's say, right after it hit 100, like let's say if it reaches 200, and then if it went below, like let's say 98, you might not see. But right after that position closes, let's say it closed around like $80, then only the Nightshark gonna stop. So that is one of the important things to keep in mind. And let's open these. So after we set it up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna rely on it, and then we're gonna see the success button. And let's go ahead and open the Nightshark. So since we updated the script, it's really important to reload the file. And then we're gonna open it. And now, so we're gonna reset the account on TD Ameritrade. So even if the position don't pop up, you really don't need to place the buy order, because the first thing what the dynamic scalper gonna do is place a buy order. So I'm gonna run it. I'm not gonna go through all this process, but I'm just gonna show you like what if it's gonna do what is intended or not. Let's run it. So it went ahead and buy. So one of the things that I actually missed out on was the 10,000. So let me stop this. Let's change it to 400,000. If you get $10,000, like 10,000 pairs position, you see this 60, like to reach these levels, it's gonna take like forever. And that's now like we really have to like wait a long time to get up to that level. So let's make it to 400,000. Again, you can do this for like futures or any stocks. I'm just choosing the Euro USD pair at this point, 400,000. And then I'm gonna reset the account. So it's really important to click on the auto send, because that's what enables like one click buy. So it's really important that you check on this box before running the Nightshark. And after, so since so just to make sure like, like it runs like perfectly, like smoothly, it's always a good idea to like refresh the script. So let's run it. So now what it's doing is now it's actually looking for whether we're going to get to the L1 level so that it can move the stop loss. But right now, I think our stop loss was set at negative 100. So if you let this run like throughout the time, it's actually going to like continuously monitor all these profit, like all these things. So I think one of the things that we mentioned during the initial example where we showed you the two ways that we analyze is the two scenarios. A question might pop up like, what if the Nightshark, like what if the stock price actually went sideways? The answer is nothing. The Nightshark is just gonna continuously monitor the P&L until like it breaks into like, let's say, the L1 or the max loss for the trader. Until then, it's not going to do any action. It's just going to continuously monitor the current trade. So I think in terms of setup, I think that's all about it. I think you can visit our website. You can download the Nightshark. You can try it for free. We do not require any like personal, like the credit card info or anything. So yeah, feel free to try it and give us some feedback. If you have any questions, you can also like put it down in the comments.
So that was a basic rundown on the Nightshark Dynamic Scalper. If you like to try it out for free, you can always download it from our website. You can also join our Discord channel to learn more about it, and then also get like some sort of like community support. But if you have any other ideas that you like to automate using Nightshark, what we can offer you is we can make out a custom version for yourself. And to learn more about it, you can always schedule a call with us. And if you have any other problems, I think one of the things I would recommend is to go check out this video, 6 things to know about Nightshark. So these videos consist of like top asked questions and where we answer them. And I think it's going to help you a lot. Besides that, if there's some other issues, you can always come to our live chat and ask us about it. And so yeah, I think that would be it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like this video and then subscribe to our channel. Until next time, happy trading. Bye-bye.